Hey guys, this is the Anthony's and welcome to New Orleans Day 1. So, for breakfast, not really anything interesting. Honey nut cheers, whatever. Just in the hotel room, boring. And then the start of the day, so Holiday Inn paid for the hotel we were staying at, but, well, of course, there's a catch. We had to go to a timeshare. Oh my god, a timeshare. The most boring possible thing. They show you these amazing places to go to. And then they show you this overly happy people and a family and a couple going to all the different resorts, having more smiles than you'd ever see people have in real life. And then it's like, oh yeah, this is great. But then you hear the price and you think, I really want to keep my kidneys. I could sell them for $70,000, but there's better things I could put 40 whatever thousand, a lot of money. And then they keep trying, they kept trying to lower the price and getting us a lower plan because we never were going to need the amount of points you could use. So yes, all the places they had were really cool, but I'm going to quit rambling. We didn't buy the timeshare. Come on now. We want to keep our livers and kidneys. But the first thing that was really exciting we did get away. We're going to stop talking about the boring timeshare. Anyways, back to the first fun thing we did. We rode a really awesome 1923 street bus. This is not like even just a tourist thing like we were being tourists for. Some people use this as actual transportation, which is really cool. They have a couple different buses in New Orleans. They got a red one that has air conditioning that's also from the 20s, but it's been updated. The one we rode was one that we wanted to ride just for the experience. It's from 1923. It's obviously been restored, but this thing doesn't have AC. It's old, it's clanky, it's loud. But we wanted to ride the one without AC just for the experience, to feel what it would be like to ride one of these back in the 1920s. So, guys, without further ado, let me roll the video clips, and, yeah. Alright, guys, we stopped at the Garden District so we could check out all the wealthy people's homes, some of the famous wealthy people. Just these homes are like Victorian style, and they just have this beautiful old construction. All the houses are old and historical at the Garden District, and they're just all so cool, and they have some charm, and you just don't have the same charm in new modern homes that these old homes have. They're just beautiful homes. Alright, guys, so the first celebrity's home we checked out was Sandra Bullock. You may know her from many movies, but a movie I know her from is Miss Congeniality, and Miss Congeniality 2. Anyways, very good movies, but back to this was the first one we checked out, and, Sandra Bullock, she just has 17 properties, that's all. So yeah, she's not at this property that often. We talked to a local that was walking a doodle, which was a very nice doodle. As we have Labradoodles, it was cool to see someone with a doodle. I can't remember what it was, like a golden doodle, I believe. But anyways, yeah, he says she's not at this home very often because, she's 17 different properties. A lot of times her adopted daughters are at this home. But anyways, it was a very beautiful home. It was cool to check out. Very historical home. Alright guys, this is Lafayette Cemetery #1. From research, I have found that movies like Deja Vu, Interview with the Vampire, filmed here, and I believe there was a scene in the movie Double Jeopardy filmed here, which is weird because I've watched the movie and it looks like it said #2, Lafayette Cemetery #2, but I also believe there's a scene similar to Lafayette Cemetery #3. So I'm just kind of confused here. It could be that they filmed some of the different scenes at the cemetery, different cemeteries out in New Orleans, but it's kind of confusing. But if you guys know anything about if Double Jeopardy was actually filmed at Lafayette Cemetery #1, please let me know in the comments down below. Now, cool fact, Lafayette Cemetery #1 is New Orleans' oldest cemetery, being built in 1833. And for some of these gravestones being 190 years old, it's impressive how well they've held up, being nearly 200 years old. Cemetery #1. It is temporarily closed right now. I don't know why, but we still get to see it. See, February 1st, 1972, founded 1833. This house right here, 2707 Coliseum Street. Some of you guys may recognize this house. This house was in the movie The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. And this house is beautiful, beautiful landscaping. It is a little more boring with the color compared to the other houses with the white. But I'm not going to be making fun of this house. This house is worth, get this, $2 million. Like over $2 million. I looked up on Zillow. And the estimated rent per month is like $12,785. Now it's just funny because Zillow obviously has a monthly rent estimate on every home. But let's be honest, any owner of a big old, fancy home, expensive home like this, they're probably not going to rent this home out to anybody. But anyways, if we times this $12,785 times 12 for 12 months in a year, say your yearly rent estimate, we get a total of $153,420 US dollars total rent. So that's how much it would be to rent out this house for an entire year if the owner ever rented out the house. And the thing about Zillow is those numbers are constantly changing depending on the market at the time. So it could be more expensive in a couple weeks or even less in a couple weeks, that number of rent estimate. That's just insane. Alright guys, this house is owned by the actor John Goodman. Fun fact, John Goodman bought this house from the band member of 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, in 2005. John Goodman is actually at this house most of the time when he's not acting because the reason he moved to New Orleans was that his wife grew up in New Orleans, and I think that's really cool. And yeah, so this property is out most of the time, and this is the house I'm 98% sure this is the only celebrity's house we saw where the celebrity was inside the house. Now, we didn't see John Goodman, but I'm pretty sure he was in the house. And another reason John Goodman moved to New Orleans in 1989. Now, he owned a previous property before this, of course, since he bought this one in 2005. And he sold that property he used to own, and he moved to this one in 2005. And another reason he moved to New Orleans was actually to get away from Hollywood and all the fame, which is a pretty smart move in my opinion. Alright guys, this house right here, well, you may say, this doesn't look like a house, and you'd be right. This home used to be a Presbyterian church. It was built in 1929, and it was converted to a 13,000 square feet, 7-bedroom, 8-bath house owned by Jay-Z and Beyonce. Which should come to a surprise, not that their net worth is combined $1.16 billion. Oh, well, I should say this isn't their house anymore because this house was, it's under investigation right now, for arson. So,
you know, there's no 100% evidence that it was burnt by evidence. Now, it wasn't burnt badly, as you can tell. It's not really that noticeable, but it burnt enough that it's not suitable for human living conditions.
Alright guys, our final celebrity's home here tonight belongs to Archie Manning and Olivia Manning, parents of Eli Manning and Peyton Manning. Eli Manning played for the New York Giants, was a quarterback for his entire career, and Peyton Manning finished off his career as a quarterback on the Denver Broncos. Both were 2 times Super Bowl champions. Now, I believe, looking on Zillow.com, that they may not live in this house anymore as it was sold in 2020 for $1.5 million, which is a lot of money. But since it's the Garden District, it is one of, well, it's not cheap, one of the cheaper houses that we saw today, as some of these houses are worth $10 or more million. It's still a very nice house built in 1980, so it's actually probably the newest house we saw. But none of the houses are brand new construction here. Now, it is currently under construction as of when we were in New Orleans, and so it's not looking the prettiest right now, but I'm sure once it's done, it's going to look amazing. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if they're going to repaint it, whatever, but yeah. Alright guys, that is all the celebrities' homes in the Garden District that we take a look at, that I took photos of and video for the video. Yeah, let's get back to the next thing we did when we got back to our hotel room. Alright guys, so when we arrived to our hotel room, we changed into our swimsuits and swam for a little bit. Only got 2 clips with the GoPro of us swimming, but this isn't the exciting part. What's after swimming and changing into clean clothes for dinner is what is exciting. So I'm excited for you guys to see this restaurant. This is one of my favorite restaurants of all time.
I don't even know if I actually made any.
Alright guys, this is the place we went to eat for dinner. Oceana Grill. They got gumbo, steaks, po' boys, seafood, oysters. They got it. Welcome to Oceana Grill. There's that beautiful sign. And then look at this giant model of a swordfish right there. Beautiful, but without further ado, let's start this review. Alright guys, we're at this beautiful restaurant called Oceana Grill, and well, it's kind of a hole-in-the-wall restaurant, but I think it's really well done. It has just some good, simple character. And look at real brick on the wall. That is hollow brick right there. It gives it a nice look. And then there's some neon lights up there that say, "This must be the place." Look at that, exposed roof beams. I really like it. It's got a simple but cozy vibe inside, and just a nice local restaurant. This is rated number 2 on TripAdvisor out of 2,000 something restaurants. There's like a lot of different restaurants on TripAdvisor that I listed. This is rated number 2. So I'm hoping it's going to be super good of a restaurant, and I'm thinking about getting the Taste of New Orleans. As you see right here, it's got krill, jambalaya, crawfish, etouffee, and red beans and rice with smoked sausage, and it just looks really good. Alright guys, for appetizer we got the famous Oceana oysters, and it has a roll in the middle with the Oceana sauce. Guys, and since I'm a little fancy feeling, I got some Perrier with some glass with a lime. Alright guys, let's try it. Yeah.
Do you like it?
Alright guys, I drank the famous Oceana oyster, and 8 out of 10. It was very good. The sauce had a good, like, tangy but sweet flavor. I don't know how to explain it. It was just a good flavor. And I don't really get bothered by the texture of oyster. I also don't really get bothered by textures of food, but I thought it was very good. In the middle of our dish, the famous Oceana oysters, there was a biscuit with some Oceana sauce. It's their in-house famous sauce.
It's really good. It gets you a good flavor of the famous Oceana sauce, but I don't like it with the biscuit as much. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, but I liked it more with the oyster. Alright guys, my meal has arrived. Right here, we have some jambalaya, some crawfish etouffee, and some smoked sausage. Gonna try the crawfish etouffee. Alright guys, now I put it on with some Crystal hot sauce. It's a local hot sauce here in Louisiana. This is the rice jambalaya. Put on some of the Crystal hot sauce.
I'm guessing they put a cheese stick in there as well.
Now let's try it. Oh. Smoked sausage. This crawfish etouffee is a 9 out of 10. When I first had it, I was honestly unsure of the first bite. I didn't really like the crawfish, but as I bit, and you know some foods you eat the first bite, it's like eh, and then as you eat it, you just like it. This is one of those dishes. It's good. The crawfish kind of tastes like shrimp. You know, it's has a little more of a sea taste, even though, you know, crawfish or freshwater, I don't know how to explain it. But I like it. It's good flavor. The rice is good. 9 out of 10. All right, this jambalaya, really good. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. It's not amazing, but good flavors. And then, oh, this smoked sausage, not the best thing here, but I'll give this an 8 out of 10. It's the second best thing on it, so this is probably my least favorite, but it's still, everything's still good. Overall, this meal's like an 8, a 9 out of 10 for this entire meal overall. Put some Creole on the jambalaya, and I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
That's so good. With the Creole on the jambalaya, I think that's a 9 out of 10. Honestly, now, this is probably my least favorite thing. I mean, it's so good, but
So what is that?
I've done this score twice, but honestly, this is not my favorite thing on this. It's really good on its own, but I think with the Creole, it's even better, and it's just like, oh my gosh. Alright guys, I want to talk about something we got when we were on crazy Bourbon Street. You know, I love it. It's loud, you know, it's crazy. A lot going on. I love the weird action. I love everything. Just the culture is, you know, different here, but it's amazing. I've really got used to. But I want to talk about something we got at a local gift shop. It's called NOLA Gift Shop. NOLA standing for New Orleans, Louisiana. Really cool local gift shop, you know. It wasn't anything special, but it was just cool because all the stuff they had there. Anyways, it's probably pretty obvious. As you've maybe seen from my other travel vlogs, I collect baseball caps, and this one says French Quarter, New Orleans, Louisiana, East 1718 on it. And really the big reason I got it is because today's July 3rd, tomorrow's July 4th, and it has, you know, the good old red, white, and blue, and I just thought this is perfect for 4th of July. So yeah, I just thought I'd show that to you guys. I want to give you guys an update on this brick. Well, I thought it was brick when we first got here, but what I've came to find out is this is called textured concrete. So basically, it's normal concrete, and then they put some over and texture it to be like brick, and they paint it to look like brick, so it's textured and painted to look like brick. But, you know, I wish it was actual brick, but you know what? I still think it's pretty cool, and as you guys saw earlier, we went to Oceana Grill, and that had a real brick. It wasn't textured concrete. That was real brick, and we could tell. And at first I thought, wow, this is either worn brick or something, because I thought, oh, it's real, but it's worn, you know, or something, but I came to find out it's just textured concrete. But I still think it's really cool and gives this hotel some character. The thing I love about this hotel, though, is these curtains, which are nice. They're green and just had a nice touch, but unfortunately, when we open this, not an amazing view, nothing spectacular. Yeah, pretty boring view, but you know what? It's good to let in some natural light, and it does its purpose with some classy green. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching New Orleans Day 1. This day was so much fun, even more fun than arriving there because we only had it like 4-6 hours. You know, when we first got there, we had a full like 10 hours, you know, to really enjoy the day. It was so awesome checking out all the celebrities' homes out in the Garden District. Some beautiful homes, really. All houses are beautiful out in the Garden District. And Oceana Grill, man, you can't beat it. An amazing restaurant. It is my third favorite restaurant of all time. So make sure to check out Oceana Grill when you're in New Orleans. Not sponsored. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I will see you in the next video. And as always, guys, peace out.